Hi everybody, my name is Isela.
My name is Nicole, and this is Muchachalacas.
Outdoors! Doesn't it taste like wine?
That tastes great.
It's good.
I'm like, we should have this every single time.
I'll bring it. I bought it.
It tastes like candy.
It's good, right?
Yeah. If you guys notice, we are outside.
Another new location unlocked.
Every single episode from now on is just gonna be like a new location. It's getting dark though, so we might have to.
Yeah, another new location.
We're gonna have 2 locations unlocked in this episode.
But we wanted to do. We said it in the last episode, a nature.
Yeah,
a nature episode, but I fear nature's a little too dangerous for us. There's a lot of mosquitoes out here.
There's mosquitoes, there's bees, and I'm allergic to bees.
Yeah,
It's really nice outside though.
it is really nice. I thought it was gonna be so hot.
No, it's so well. I mean, fall is upon us.
Fall is coming.
If you're watching this, it's September 2nd when we're filming it.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows when it'll be out?
Especially because it's on my phone.
You're like, catch us in a month.
See you guys next month.
Yeah, I'm continuing my chicken.
Me too.
But she got further than I did last time.
I'll put a video in.
Yeah.
It's so small. It looks like a chicken nugget.
It does look like a chicken nugget.
But I'm surprised it like turned out
like it was supposed to.
Yeah, I'm surprised it actually like looks like a chicken.
Like a chicken. I'm excited to finish mine.
Yes.
We'll see if I actually get to it.
I feel like you will.
Maybe.
Yeah, like scratching. The mosquitoes might have already gotten to us.
Yeah, we're like.
If we had an extension cord, I feel like we could still do it at nighttime. But
if we had lights,
yeah,
maybe if we film in this location again.
Yeah. At this undisclosed
location that you will never know. We're deciding to talk about nature stuff today since we're outside anyway.
But we have to stick with what we know best.
Yeah,
I wasn't even gonna say Reddit stories, but I was just gonna say like horror stuff. It's our roots. It's It's the muchachas.
It's the OG.
The muchachas roots.
Yeah, if you have ever watched our first episode ever, we did ghost stories because we filmed it like
in October,
Day of the Dead.
No, it was before that.
It was before Day of the Dead. Yeah, it was in October. I think it was like.
It was right after my birthday. Yeah.
So.
And
here we are.
So it's kind of part of Muchachas lore, Muchachas history.
We love Halloween, scary, spooky stuff here.
Yeah. And we figured if we were going to be in nature, we have to do nature horror stories. Because duh, what else would we talk about?
Yeah, for real. So, yeah. Hit it.
But wait, we have to say welcome to all of our new friends.
Yeah!
We have so many new ones.
Thank you all for joining our little community. For
making our little shorts get watched. Is so nice.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate you guys so much.
You guys are the best. That's
you
so
make
fun.
us happy.
Like,
Tee. I'm gonna get like eaten alive by mosquitoes out here. I'm like,
my ankle already got bit.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like feeling it on my ankle already. I'm like,
wait, let's move this party inside.
I'm like, do we even want to get a single story out here?
Honestly, we'll be miserable.
Yeah, no, yeah.
See you inside.
We'll see you in a new location soon. Hello again.
Hey guys.
As you can tell, we couldn't handle nature. Nature couldn't handle us.
So true.
The mosquitoes were eating us alive.
Yeah, so we had to upgrade our background yet again.
We have to get up and move.
But look at how much cuter is it. It's like we're on a picnic.
An indoor picnic.
Jake,
what do I have to do?
I totally made that up.
I was like
okay, but we just hit 280 subscribers.
Oh yeah! Thank you guys so much.
In the transition from walking out there to
in here. Yeah, we hit 280. We're so happy, and thank you guys so much.
Heart.
Oh, we're doing hearts. A little crochet heart.
But we're sticking to the theme, and we're doing scary outside stories.
Yes, we are.
From the comfort and safety of inside.
Of the indoors where we're not being eaten alive by mosquitoes or tormented by your neighbor's dogs.
My neighbor's dogs. Location exposed. Just kidding. Anyways, we broke into this house.
Yeah, this is not our house. It was an abandoned house. We just happened to like stumble, and it does have electricity working.
I'm like, this can become our content house.
The LACAS house?
Yes, like that dream I had. Remember?
Yeah. Oh my god, you're so right.
That was such a crazy dream.
That was a crazy dream. That was like very vivid. I still remember that.
And like, if you guys want to hear about it, go watch our dream episode from a couple months ago.
Yeah. This like flies and hits me in the face. Jeez.
This looks so crochet core.
It does.
Okay, so I'm gonna go first with my little spooky story, and we're doing stories from, I think they're all from r/backwoods creepy, which is such a scary name.
I feel like backwoods, whenever I think of backwoods, I think of like
the back rooms.
Rooms. I think of like the South.
Nicole and I are in the South right now. Anywho, my first story is called The Hollers. Like a holler. Not like a
an echo behind.
Yeah. Not like a duck the holler.
A duck?
A deck the halls.
Oh. I was so confused. I thought you meant like the animal, an animal called the holler.
Oh.
I was like,
new species.
I have never in my life heard of something like that before.
Love it. That's because we're not in rural Alaska. That's where the story takes place. It says, growing up in rural Alaska, I experienced a lot. Rural
Alaska.
A lot of weird things. Amazing herds of caribou. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's how I say it. So, hopefully it's right.
But the weirdest things to me are the times I wasn't able to see the source of yelling or hollering. That's so scary.
That is actually kind of terrifying.
A lot of the time, I traveled alone throughout the Brooks Range and up onto the North Slope to hunt and trap. To hunt. Did you hear my twang?
To hunt and trap.
And I wasn't even on the... That wasn't even a joke. I actually said hunt.
Yeah. That just naturally came out. We fake it so much that it's just a part of us now.
It's in our DNA. From a young age, I learned how to hunt, field dress animals, set up survival shelters, and even how to travel at night with the usage of constellations like my ancestors before me. Iconic. That's so cool.
I love that.
Imagine if I'm like, Nicole, to get to my house, you must follow. And I start listening like,
bro, I would never get to your
way
house.
Down.
I'd be in like Florida and I'd be like, where are you?
You're like, I think I'm here. I check your location. You're across the country. I'm like, oh. Wow.
You're like, wrong.
These long and very arduous journeys sometimes brought me more than I was willing to endure. This whole thing's gonna be me trying to figure out how to pronounce it.
Yeah, no, for real. I was like, arduous? Never heard that before.
I was like, maybe if I just say it fast, it'll sound right. Anyways, in the winter of like 2017, I had a trap line along the left side of the valley headed northbound. A trap was set every few miles, and I was traveling along my trail when I saw a figure in a bunch of diamond willows ahead of me. I'm trying to figure out what a diamond willow would look like.
Yeah, I don't insert a picture. Of a diamond willow. How old is this person? They sound like they're like
he's like a mountain man.
Yeah.
Like he's been a mountain man.
He was born as a man.
Like full lumberjack.
He just appeared on Earth.
He's just always been here. He's like the guy in the town where like, oh, that's like, that's him.
It's like Linus.
He's so Linus Square. Wait.
Oh my god.
Next episode, we make Linus plushies. I'm a Linus stan.
I like Linus.
I do too. The bunch of brush was about a mile away or so, but I could see the dark figure walking like a person. Okay, I know I've sidetracked so many times, but it's so hard for me to like be that person to be like, you're gonna turn like in 50 yards. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Turn east in 100 meters.
In 10 clicks. I will be
there. Dude, immediately meters to me is like, and then you say east, and I'm like, what way are we facing currently? Because I have no sense of direction.
You just look at the sun.
The sun's been long gone.
You're like, it's night. That's when you look for the North Star. It's the brightest star in
the sky. Every time I think of North Star, I think of The Princess and the Frog.
Aww.
I love that movie.
I do too.
Anyways.
We should watch it. Add it to our movie list.
Yeah, Coco.
Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog. So far. If you have movies, let us know. Oh my god, wait, add The Parent Trap to that. That's like one of my all-time favorite movies.
I haven't seen it in so long.
I watch it like once a month.
Okay. I wondered who would be out in January when it's the coldest time of the year, just walking, when they suddenly vanished. I took out my binos and scanned the area. And just put it off as my imagination, or someone with a snowmobile for you lower 48ers. So he has to be older than 48.
A snowmobile.
How is someone that old on Reddit?
Dead ass. Whoa.
You're like,
dead ass. I'm just kidding. He has to be like at least 50, right? Mid-50s?
Yeah, I would say.
Why are you on Reddit?
Lower 48ers. He has to be between 48 and like 55.
He'd be the type of person to say what do they call us? The soft generation? The crystal generation?
Yeah, he so would.
He gives core, that core.
That core, yeah.
Yeah.
So true. Ew, my hometown core.
Yeah. No, genuinely. Could never be my hometown.
And they had to... People with their old birth certificates.
They're like notebook paper certificates. If you have one of those certificates, shout out to you.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It's like half of a piece of paper. It's like this big. It's a birth certificate. It just says your name. That's it.
Born.
Yeah. You were born. We promise.
The doctor's like, can confirm.
He did come out. They are here. Anyway, this is so off of the story.
And they're not even caught up with the inside joke.
I'm sorry.
Okay. And they had taken off along my trail, so I just continued on. At my next trap, I stopped and shut off my machine. It was calm and surprisingly warm, like negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit. That's freezing.
Arizona would die.
Yeah. And for that time of the year, so I was able to shed my parka to reset the spring trap that I had come across. That's crazy. He has to have like an extra layer of skin.
A parka. I don't even know what a parka is.
It's those big coats, like the ones with the fur linings.
Like the ones that people wear here in Arizona.
I have one.
I don't have one.
I do, just because I go places that's cold though.
Oh yeah, you do. I have absolutely no reason to have one of those.
You're like, what is that? And I'm like, a jacket.
Yeah. You're like, a coat? Get it together.
A long sleeve t-shirt.
It's a layer.
A layer. I'm staying warm.
Me, if I ever go to Chicago and I'm just like dying of hypothermia.
No, you should have brought your coat.
Dude, I think it lost its shape after I stuffed it. Maybe
Stuff
I'm
it
like
more up there. Or I mean
more down here, right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Maybe it needed that extra pinch down here, and it'll get more shape when you finish like closing it.
Maybe. Oh, I think it's good.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
it's cute. Okay.
Anyway, hello, chicken nugget.
Okay, as I set the trap, I started to hear a low, bellowing noise from up in a small valley. It came off like a person just yelling, ah, at first, but then it grew deeper, like a bear warning off another. But it was January. Nothing like that would be out and about. The most you'd find would be wolves, wolverines, or caribou. Wolverines are real.
I don't think it. What are wolverines? Because when I think of Wolverine, I think of like the Wolverine,
the guy,
yeah.
Hugh Jackman. I
think of Hugh Jackman too. That's exactly what came into my mind. I know
mean,
it's not him.
It sounds, yeah, there's just a bunch of Hughes.
There's like 10 of him.
Hughes.
This is so chaotic.
It says even moose tend to travel south for that time of the year. As I started to pack up, the noise began again. It grew louder and louder. I remembered that figure I saw, and I wondered if they had anything to do with it, but I did my best to ignore the noise like my elders had taught me and go about my business. Then I could feel eyes on me. I looked towards the valley where I felt the weird sensation, and there was nothing. I even pulled out my binos. It literally says binos this time. I mean, I said it as a joke earlier. It said binoculars.
My bino.
I pulled out my binos and nothing.
I want to meet this guy.
I think you have a lot of good stories.
Yeah. The fact that he says binos tells me all I need to know.
The way I know people who say that unironically is crazy.
I know nobody who says that.
I listened for the noise again, and when the bellowing began again, I responded. I did the same noise back at it, and it stopped quickly, like it recognized the noise I made. Then it was all silent. I was uneasy, so I packed up and left as quickly as possible. I haven't been there since. I pulled the trap line that winter. I don't plan on going back. That's like when you try to make yourself bigger than the bear.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what did he do? Did it go like and he went back?
And then it was like, whoa.
It was like, okay, I get it.
Never mind.
And then he's like, I never went back.
Good for him, honestly.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back either. Did you ever figure out what it was? Or he was like, no, it's just kind of crazy.
I don't know. I like this. It's just a quote. This is all it says. It says, there's a squatch in them woods. That's getting an upvote.
If you have like a different definition for hollow,
let us know.
What's the name?
Or like what you think it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a squatch.
I don't think it's a squatch either. I don't think a squatch would have been like scared off by him returning the ground.
I fear I don't believe in the squatch.
Isella. I do.
He's been around for how long and no one's ever found him?
I mean, do you believe in mermaids?
That's like 50-50 for me. I don't know.
I feel like it's in the same realm.
Yes, but there's also so much of the ocean we haven't explored. All of those forests that the squatches live in, those have been discovered and found. And I feel like
that's true.
Like they would, like the Loch Ness monster. She lived in a lake. Nessie lived in a little tiny lake, and they couldn't find her. She's a ginormous monster.
I don't know. I feel like with some things make me want to believe. Something's holding me to it.
Maybe it's just me not wanting to believe, because then that means like things like are real, and that's really scary.
You're like, monsters, terrifying. I finished my chicken.
All right, let's see it.
Hold on, I'm trying to like weave the end in.
Why? You can do this.
I'm not trying to poke an eye out.
It's a chicken nugget.
You don't know what it's capable of. I scratched my cornea one time with like a hat. That was like a little felt hat.
Oh.
Wait, it's lost its shape to me. Oh, here. I think I found it.
Yeah, this is the beak.
I was like, it just looks like a blob to me now.
Chicken reveal.
It's like double the size of yours.
Mine is wait, I think this side looks more chickeny. Next up, we make the beak.
The beak.
The beak.
Okay, maybe we should look at the instructions for the beak. Okay. So the story I'm doing is called Alabama Ghost Encounter. Shout out to Alabama.
Alabama, also in the South.
Sweet home Alabama. Okay, anyway.
Don't they have a guitar right there?
I think so. Me and my buddy were riding home through the woods in Alabama. We were going down a rural patch of road on an old highway. We had been hunting that morning and we didn't end up killing a deer, so we decided to fish and grab some food. The morning hunt felt strange, as if I was being watched in the woods. I'm a police officer and retired Marine, so I don't get spooked easy. A pack of wild dogs ran through where my stand was. I kept feeling that burning feeling of being watched. It prompted me to leave early. The dark woods of Alabama is a scary place. After the hunt, we fished at the pond for a while before returning. Returning home. Before returning home. On the way home, we ran into something I have struggled with since that day. Ooh. It was exactly 12 noon when we saw it. Before I got into the incident, you need to know some history about Baldwin County? Yeah, right? That's county?
Yeah.
CO stands for county, right? Anyway,
maybe.
Baldwin County, Alabama.
When I see co, I think company.
I think it's county.
Sorry, this doesn't look right. Because then it's supposed to be like
Baldwin.
a hat like that.
No. Oh, yeah, basically.
Okay. How do I get it
Baldwin
in there?
County. Yeah, it's county. Okay. Anyways, so before I get into the incident, you need to know some history about Baldwin County, Alabama. The Battle of Blakely was fought along this particular highway. This battle was a bloody onslaught that occurred at the end of the Civil War and resulted in immense casualties. Now on to what happened. We were around mile marker 18, and to the right, there it was, on a grassy embankment in a curve, on a grassy embankment in a curve in a road just past an old bridge that we passed stood a tall black horse with a rider wearing black armor.
Whoa.
It had black gloves gripped his It had black gloves gripping his horn of the saddle with the sword sheathed. His dark rider was massive in figure and missing his head. You heard me right, a headless horseman. The horse was abnormally large and was darker than night. The rider stoically sat in his saddle, facing the road as if he were waiting on something as we drove past. Now I don't spook easily. Wait,
I
now?
don't spook easily.
I think he meant to put now, comma, I don't spook easily.
Well, I feel like it's like now I don't do this. You know what I mean? Like now I don't spook easily, but this freaked me out. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And my buddy doesn't believe in that kind of thing. As we passed the horseman, time seemed to slow down as I sucked in every detail. I remember everything about it. My buddy also stared in disbelief as we seemed to glide past in the safety of the truck, like some sort of safari from hell. Now, here's where it gets wild. So when we passed it, I looked back in the mirrors and poof, just like that, it was gone. This area was rural. The horseman could not have come from anywhere or be headed anywhere that fast. My friend told me shortly after that he didn't want to speak about it again. He was
It's like, we've had enough.
It's like, today didn't happen. He was shaken up about it. It wasn't until later that he recounted his story and we saw the same thing, all up until we passed the horseman. His account was that the horseman was on the left side of the road and slowly walked into the center of the road and disappeared. I saw him clear as day on the right side of the road. Has anyone else seen him? Please let me know. And then the first comment, be headed anywhere. Nice one.
I like that. That's good.
Screenshot as well.
That's good. Wait,
That's crazy though.
I think it's funny how he was like, no, this is where it gets crazy, as if you didn't just see a headless horseman.
It
doesn't get crazy until
it doesn't get crazy until he disappears. Right, yeah. Oh, wow. Anyway, that was my story. I have no comment.
That's scary. What would you do? Like, would it be one of those things where you wouldn't want to talk about it either?
No, I'd be like, did you just see that?
I'm like,
Am I going crazy?
The friend. I don't know. I would be like, I wouldn't want to talk about it until we like left the area.
I think I'd want to talk about it once we were in safety.
Yeah. Because we're back home, and then I'm like, okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah. What happened?
Did you see that?
Did you see the same thing I saw? We should make these keychains and put them on our like bags or something.
Cute. I love that idea. I will absolutely put it on my bag. Oh. I showed it to Shy, and she was like, I was like, cool. Great.
If I showed it to Mango, he'd be like, and just walk away. Like, he would just sniff it and then walk away.
Shy wants to eat everything that I own.
She's like,
Dessert.
She's like, oh, just kidding. Sucks it in. I'm gonna do the wings while you do your next story.
Okay. Look.
It's like wearing a fedora.
Oh, we should have made them hats.
It's okay. The next chicken. This is, I told you this was Gecko, right? Or Greco? What was what's my chicken's name?
I don't know.
Greppo. This is Greppo.
Mine is Gus.
Gus.
This one is called a hair-raising hike. Let's see if our hair is raised.
At the end, we're like,
I'm like,
whoa, just kidding.
So this was posted a year ago, and it says about 6 years ago. So about 7 years ago, I was in fantastic shape. Real.
No, literally, when I was 18, just kidding.
Back in high school.
Whoa.
I used to take my then toddler on long day hikes in our local woods or state parks around Oregon. One Saturday, we decided to do a 10-mile loop around a local reservoir.
Why is your toddler doing a 10-mile loop?
That seems kind of exhausting.
Even as an adult, I'm like, whoa, 10 miles is kind of crazy.
You just got to tire your tots out before bedtime.
Tire your tots out.
If any moms use that, you have to have copywriting that now. I better not see that on any merchandise.
Yeah, for real.
I will sue with my non-existent lawyer. We packed a lunch so we could stop midpoint. So 5 miles in, you're allowed to lunch. I also always packed my kiddo a second set of clothes due to their proclivity for finding gross things. As was usual said, toddler had a lot of energy at the beginning of the hike and would run 20 yards or so in front of me, stop to look at the plants, help me identify things near the trail, and of course find a good stick. So shy, Core.
The toddler is shy.
Yeah. I think I need to put a picture of Shy because I've talked about her like 4 times
all the time. Yeah.
I also have another dog. Her name's Callie.
She's just not that.
She's not as chaotic as Shy.
Yeah,
Callie's the good one.
She's like the protective one. Like today when I pulled up, she was like, "Who are you? Never seen your car before."
At least they didn't bark.
True.
They knew you were.
And then wait, Shy was it was Callie. The Callie was the one that was in front, right?
Yeah.
And Shy was in the back. She was like,
what's going on?
Yeah, no, she really was. She was like in the pile of branches in the back, and she just kind of like turned around, like, what? Who's here?
If you were just walking by, they would have been crazy.
I believe
They'd have been running back and forth barking at you. They do that at like 5-year-old kids, and I'm like, guys, aren't dogs supposed to like know little kids? Just like instinctually.
It's like that Vine that it's like, you want to know what's worse than a child?
No.
That's your dog's.
Yeah, so true. After about 3 miles, the 4-year-old wanted to be carried for a bit. No biggie. Hoisted the tot up onto my shoulders and we went on. We reached the half-mile point. The day was beautiful. It was a beautiful April day in Oregon. We had encountered a small drizzle early on, but that just delighted the small one. Oh, the little kid. Okay. Temperatures were such that a light flannel shirt was perfect, and I rolled up my sleeves after walking 2 miles with an extra 40 pounds on my shoulders. We ate lunch and continued on our way. About half a mile after eating, my 4-year-old's demeanor began to change. That's so scary.
Yeah. Just became possessed mid-hike.
They became quiet and didn't want to run down the path or engage in looking at plants anymore. I thought maybe they were just tired and our lunch break hadn't been long enough. However, we continued on. Soon I noticed that the ever-present sound in the woods had stopped. It was eerily quiet, and all I could hear was the sounds of our feet hitting the ground.
I heard that's not good.
Yeah, just like complete
silence. Yeah.
Ew. The hair on the back of my neck started to prickle. I only had my hunting axe with me, so I found a pretty hefty stick for myself. I feel like the hunting axe would
be good.
Yeah.
What does a hunting axe look like? I feel like it's like those that
probably
you go
like a hatchet or something.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those that they give you when you go like axe throwing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like a hatchet. Yeah.
Is that a hatchet?
I think so.
Oh.
We're clearly not
weaponry.
Weaponry. Blacksmithing.
Yeah.
We should go to the Renaissance Festival vlog.
So down though. I want to dress like a fairy.
Yes. Aw. She was a fairy. My 4-year-old asked if we could turn around. This kid doesn't like to turn around, especially on loop hikes. Loop hikes. That was crazy. Oh.
We both like
it didn't process in my brain. I was like, it didn't sound right, but it's right. It wasn't right.
Yeah. Somebody correct us if it's not right, please. Let us know.
I didn't hesitate, and I said yes. I managed to fit them against my back and used my backpack to keep them in place, kind of like a baby carrier. Nice. My head was on a swivel as I quickly walked back the way we came. At least they're getting all 10 miles.
Yeah. So it would have been like a 20-mile hike then. Or is it going in
no. Yeah, it goes in a circle and it connects.
Never mind.
Yeah. My head was on a swivel as I quickly walked back the way we came. After about a quarter mile, the feeling of unease and being watched receded.
Ew.
The normal noises of birds and insects, frogs, etc. all resumed. A couple days later, I saw on a local Facebook post that a logging crew who was on the opposite side of the hill we had hiked had spotted a mama mountain lion and her cub. No idea if that's what me and my kiddo had been spooked by, but it was definitely the most scared I've ever felt on a hike. We went back a couple months later on that hike, and we brought my husband with us. We did the whole thing and never encountered that weird feeling again. And then the top comment says, anytime it gets quiet, you're no longer the only predator around.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be nature. It could be like anything.
No, that's so true though.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hadn't thought about it like that though.
Yeah.
I had only thought about it as like the nature way.
No, because like it could be
a person.
Yeah, or like a
ghost. Like the house is quiet now. Just kidding. Like, just kidding.
Totally quiet. It turns into a ghost hunting video.
Okay, I've done the wings.
Okay, nice. How'd you do it?
Magic ring of 6, and then I did 2 increases, 1 regular, and then another 3 increases. I think that's what.
And that's
said.
it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it said.
Oh.
Okay, great. So this story is actually not from what was it? Backwoods?
Yeah, backwards. Hold on. I can't do everything at once. Backwoods, creepy.
Yes, not there. It's from r/Ask Reddit, and the title is Forest Rangers. What are your unexplainable and downright creepy stories? And the one that I'm reading is from 7 years ago, and it's actually a deleted post.
Mm-hmm.
So
a deleted response, yeah.
Deleted response. How it's still there?
Magic ring.
Okay, so I told this story on Let's Not Meet, but I'm happy to tell it again. In 2016, my boyfriend, now my husband, and I went camping in eastern Pennsylvania. The place we decided to stop for the night was primitive. Camping was free, no cell service, barely a road, etc. We did encounter 2 other people. They might not factor into what happened later at all, but they were creepy, so I'll describe them. The first was a woman who had her truck off to the side of the road a little as we drove past. She had the hood open and seemed to be waiting for somebody to stop and offer to help. Usually my boyfriend had no problem helping someone, but he said his time. I think she meant to put this time.
This time, yeah.
Yeah, but he said this time something about her put him off. She didn't really seem like she needed help, and usually people who need help look at you hopefully as you approach. She looked like she just expected we would stop. That's what my boyfriend said anyway. I hadn't really noticed anything that strange about her. The next person came when we had chosen a spot and were setting up a fire for hot dogs. I had noticed people.
Roasting weenies by the fire.
Yeah. I had noticed people drive by a few times. My boyfriend pointed out each time it was the same car, and the man in the car watched us each time he passed. My boyfriend was a little uneasy about this, but we had driven around for a while before finding a place we liked. It had been raining and everything was muddy, and we wanted the driest site possible. He couldn't have been doing the same thing. Oh, he could have been doing the same thing. We
Valid.
briefly thought about moving, but the road was muddy too. If he wanted to find us, all he had to do was follow the tracks. There were some other tracks, but not many. He'd only have to backtrack a little to locate us again. He didn't come by another time, so we stayed and spent the several remaining hours before dark goofing off. No one else drove by. Whether or not those two had anything else to do with our experience, the real fear came later. We had gone to sleep in our tent, and sometime around 3 a.m., we were awoken by this very loud noise. I can't describe it very well or even remember exactly what it sounded like, but my boyfriend said it reminded him of a chain gun revving up.
What does that mean?
What is a chain gun?
I don't know. Maybe it's like I don't know. I'm just thinking chainsaw. Listen, I've been restarting this thing like 18 times, and I don't know how to make it tighten. I fear I forgot how to magic ring.
I will help. Okay, this is what it sounds like, apparently.
Stomp there. I'll teach that stomp kind of a little bit of a...
Oh. That's not what I expected.
So like a vacuum cleaner.
A blender?
Yeah, a paper shredder.
Anyway, I'll help you with that in a bit.
That's fine.
So it reminded him of a chain gun revving up. It was also similar to how it would sound if someone recorded a shovel being dragged over gravel and played over a loudspeaker, is another way he described it.
Ew. That's nasty. Imagine hearing that. That's scary.
That's really scary. He jumped up and looked out the little window, but couldn't really see anything. The sound repeated itself another few times. I was too scared to speak to my boyfriend. Wait, I was too scared.
I was like, what?
It's because the way she writes is kind of crazy. Okay. I was too scared to speak, so my boyfriend whispered that it was probably miles off and I should go back to sleep. I didn't question this, as I figured loud noises could be heard miles off. After we left, he told me it sounded like it had actually been coming from just down the road, but he didn't want to freak me out. Looking back, I probably should have wondered why he would bother to whisper if apparently the sound was far off. I mean, if you had just woken up, I wouldn't have rationalized anything, you know?
Really?
Yeah,
I would have thought about it later on and been like, wait a minute.
And yeah, like after we were not there. I was still terrified. Every little thing I heard outside sounded like someone walking around the tent. We laid there for a while longer when finally my boyfriend told me to get dressed because we were leaving. I got alarmed by this, and even more alarmed when he unwrapped the machete we had brought just for this trip from its plastic before opening the tent. We quickly packed up and loaded the car. I looked around for footprints that weren't our own, but despite the moon providing plenty of night providing oh my god, what is going on? Providing plenty of light, I couldn't really see. I did point out something my boyfriend hadn't noticed though before we got into the car. There was a beer can by our dead fire that hasn't been there before.
Ew.
We didn't even bring beer.
That's so scary.
That is terrifying. While we were driving away, my boyfriend explained that he was nervous. Someone might have been trying to lure us out, so he didn't think it was a good idea to run from the tent right away. He also have expected to find our gas tank had been siphoned out.
Imagine.
I know.
That's terrifying.
But that wouldn't have stopped us because we had a hybrid car. Okay.
Oh, right, of course.
We joked,
as we all do.
I know, for real. We joked that it would make a funny hybrid commercial. Number of brutal murders avoided by driving a hybrid, 2. We only joked because we were about shitting ourselves from fear and adrenaline even then. The rest of our trip, we only stayed in well-populated campsites or got a hotel.
Pretty
Nice.
smart. Yeah. Interesting.
You know
Do
what?
think it was...
I have a feeling that if it was that guy that wanted their spot, he would have been like, I'm going to try to scare them and see if they leave, and then I'll take their spot.
Yeah.
If it wasn't somebody, crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think it was something paranormal?
No, especially not with the beer can.
Yeah.
I feel like that was for sure a person. I feel like camping, I'm more afraid of like animals or another person rather than like a ghost.
I guess so, true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that I would be really... I don't know. When I think about camping, I feel like it's just like a common rule that you don't go in other people's campsites and you like don't touch any of people's stuff.
I've never been camping.
Really?
No.
Next episode, Nicole and I are going...
Just catch me not sleeping the whole night. Just like this in the tent.
Why don't we just start by like camping in my backyard, and then we can upgrade to like an actual campsite.
Yeah,
we can glamp.
At least your backyard is like fenced.
Yeah.
The outdoors, you're not fenced.
Callie and Shai can stay with us. They'll protect us. They'll be up all night like...
I'm afraid of like a person being there because like how do we fight a person?
We bring a machete like everyone else does in these stories. We bring a hunt and axe.
The end of Muchachalacas.
We died camping.
I'm kidding. That's kind of scary though. I definitely don't think it was paranormal. I for sure think that was like a person.
Yeah, I think that is a thing though. Like generally you don't go in other people's campsites. Like I remember I went camping with some friends a few years ago and I like had left my phone on the table and we were like in the middle of the lake and I was like, my phone's there, like my ID's in there, everything's in there, and I was like, I'm really scared. And my friends were like,
wallets.
Yeah, and my friends were like, no, like you don't go in other people's campsites. And I'm like, most people don't, but crazy people probably do. And so I was like,
especially if it's like somebody's first time camping, they probably don't know that rule.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have known that rule.
Yeah, but you wouldn't just go into someone's stuff.
I definitely know. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. But that's also because I have common sense. People don't have that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, but here to leave your evidence there is crazy, especially because there's like bears. You don't leave junk out either because bears will get it, or skunks or raccoons.
They get it?
Yeah, it like attracts wildlife.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, oh my gosh, my mom's her boss's brother, but it's like essentially her coworker because they're the owners of the company. He went camping with his wife and his daughter. Mind you, his daughter just turned 2. She's like a baby. But
she's a tot.
Yeah, she's quite literally a tot. But so they went camping and they had like he bought like a whole new grill for that. And like all of these things. Whatever, they have like money for that though.
Okay.
And then he like they went to sleep that night and he started hearing noises. And so he like opened the tent and there was like a whole bear outside. I don't know where they went camping, but there was like a whole bear.
Oh my god.
And so he was like, oh shit. And he like zipped it back up super quietly.
Like,
and then he like, and he told his wife, he was like, don't make a single noise. Don't do anything.
And the baby was like,
asleep.
Okay,
I think.
good.
Yeah,
good.
And like the second he saw that the bear was like kind of gone, he quite literally just like the tent as it was, just put it in the truck. And I think they left the girl behind. And then they just like he was like, I don't give a fuck. He just like got in the car and they drove away.
That's so scary.
I don't know what I would do if I encountered a bear.
Aren't you supposed to make loud noises so that they get scared and leave?
I thought you were supposed to pretend like you were dead.
I think that's an armadillo.
If you know what to do if you encounter like an actual bear,
you make yourself big.
Yeah, I'm 5'3". I'm 5 foot, almost 5'4".
Tall.
I'm 5'3 3/4". So essentially, I'm 5'4". Compared to a bear,
You just have to growl back like the man in Alaska.
Be for real. My growl would probably he'd be like, girl.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, for real.
I would be embarrassed. I'd be like, oh, Nicole, that's not.
As we're dying, just like, ooh, that was kind of bad. Anyways, if you know what to do, if like you encounter a bear while camping, let us know. Yeah,
because when we do go camping, we're gonna have to learn some survival tactics.
I'm scared. Let's go camping in my backyard.
Okay.
It's not fenced in though. We do run the risk of like bumping into something for real.
Maybe we start in my backyard.
Yeah.
And then we go to yours, and then we go to an actual
campsite. Can it be like a safe campsite?
Yeah. So my next story, it's from the same like thread as Nicole's was. The Forest Rangers, what are your unexplainable and downright creepy stories? This one was posted 7 years ago. That's so long ago.
You would think though, but it really wasn't that long ago.
I mean, what were you doing 7 years ago?
I was starting in college.
Really?
Yeah.
I was a sophomore in high school.
Oh, never mind. I was a senior in high school.
I was like, you're not that much older.
Yeah.
Did you do your head?
This is the head.
Nice.
It looks the same as yours. It's like a little hat.
You put it on. It's so cute. It says, one of my best buds from college was a geologist major, and that ended up becoming a ranger in Southeast US. Okay, nice. I'm like, where's that? Alabama.
The South, I think of like the Rocky Mountains. Yeah, right?
Isn't that in Colorado?
What's that mountain range that we were talking about?
The Appalachians?
Yeah,
okay, that's what I was thinking you were thinking, but then I was like, wait, maybe she did mean Rocky Mountain.
Whoops.
I think, yeah, isn't that over there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We're not geologists.
Yeah.
I haven't spoken in years, as is the case with age, but I remember about 8 to 9 years back, he was telling me about an old married couple that he had recently helped out. He had seen them come to the park several days in a row and found out they were visiting from out west, and they had gotten engaged there decades prior. Oh, so sweet. Cute. They had been searching for a spot they'd taken pics of where he popped the question, but were having trouble. After looking at the pictures and figuring out roughly where they were trying to get to, he escorted them in his vehicle, then hiked with them to where he thought it would be. They found it and he left them there and went back to his station at the entrance. How do you not remember where you... I guess it was decades, but...
Yeah, like if you just never went back, I can see how that would be hard.
Yeah, okay, fair. I'm like, me? I'd remember.
Girl.
I remember everything.
I can barely remember how to get back home. I would not remember.
He said he got a weird feeling once he got back and felt like he needed to wait to see them whenever they left. Well, once it came time to lock up at night, he still hadn't seen them leave, so he reported it, left his assistant to wait at the shack at the entrance, and went back to where he left them. Oh. I read, okay, this is what I read. He found both of them lying down, and I was like, but then the next word is spooning along the bank of the river.
Oh. Wait, were they?
Neither were alive. That's so sad. I can't believe I miss that whole sentence is misleading.
Did they?
He called the cops, went through
Wait, I'm sorry. This is like was this like the Notebook moment where they both were like, we go together, we don't go at all?
Oh my gosh.
Or was it like
I don't know.
Something a little more crazy than that?
I don't know. I'm like sad now because I was like, whoa. And I was like, oh. And then I'm like, whoa. Huh?
Oh my gosh, wait, that's kind of crazy.
I can't breathe. Went through the whole 9 yards and went home. The police were able to disclose to him their identities, but wasn't sure anything else initially. Later, he learned that the wife was terminally ill with cancer and that they had both unalived themselves by ingesting some sort of chemical pill combination. Bless bless you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna put an earthquake.
Damn.
I'm gonna make it echo too.
That was probably really loud as is. Sorry.
Excuse me.
I don't have a ladylike sneeze. You should hear my dad when he sneezes. He's like, ah.
Have you ever been able to change the way you sneeze?
Yeah.
Okay, me too. My brother said that that's not real, and I'm like, it's
so real.
real.
Sometimes when, okay, this is gonna be so TMI, so gross, but I know when you're sick, like I feel like there's a lot of snot in my nose,
yeah,
and I have to sneeze. I'll just make it more like throaty.
Yeah,
and
so
then
it doesn't.
Nothing comes out. But then typically I'll like just sneeze normally.
No, I try to sneeze normally too, but but sometimes if I'm like walking in the house and it's like 3 a.m., I'm like. Like that kind of sneeze.
Oh no, I can't do it like
that.
Really? No, like that.
Oh no, I literally just breathe it out. I'm like, like that.
I think you have a superpower because I could never.
I can't do that though. Or like, you know the people that sneeze in the nose are like.
How do people do that? Oh my god, I think that's crazy. Or my tia, she sneezes like 10 times. Yeah, she sneezes like 10 times in one go. She's like, I'm like, whoa, woman.
Breathe. Take a breath.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Anything over 3 sneezes, even more than 2 sneezes at a time, I'm like, whoa, you need to go to a doctor immediately. But no, with sneezes are kind of crazy.
Because doesn't your heart stop when you sneeze? You're like, it does.
I'm like, that's just another thing to be anxious about. No,
I mean, no, it doesn't.
I'm like, you saw it in my eyes. I was like,
I'm totally just making that up.
I don't think so. I feel like you would feel it. I think you would.
I don't know. My heart almost stopped beating one time.
Same.
I almost died once.
Us with our near-death experiences.
Story time. When we get to 10,000 subscribers, I'll share my near-death experience. You're like, make it 100,000.
Make it. I'm just kidding.
Wait, I'm not finished. They just chose to do it where they had gotten engaged out.
It really was one of those like we go together.
The proposal. My bud wasn't torn up about it. He was obviously sad about them dying, but he said that he thought they hadn't asked for help earlier because they didn't want anyone to think they helped kill them.
Fair.
Makes sense.
Fair.
Oh yeah. What does it say? Oh my gosh, just imagine being there with the love of your life, getting so frustrated trying to find their final place together. Oh my gosh. Yeah, true that they had to ask for help. That's so sad.
That's so terrible. Oh my god, what a sad story.
I know.
This story was kind of
crazy. That's not even a horror story.
That's just a sad story. Okay.
A bit sad.
Before I read the last story of the night, I want to give an update on the chickens. So I have my chicken. I have the wings, which look kind of crazy.
Oh, you did both of them?
I did both of them.
I need your help before you read your story.
Okay. I did both of my wings, but they're not attached yet. And then I did the little thing that goes on top.
Yeah, the hair.
The hair.
You did the
It looks like a little beanie.
It's so cute. I'm gonna put this on my keys for reals.
On my keys? I already have like a billion things on my keys. Holy
like,
crap, imagine if this was on my
it's
keys.
So small.
In comparison to like the actual
of the body.
Anyways, just wanted to give an update.
I hope that you can see that part on camera.
I want to take a picture of this. This is kind of cute. Crochet core. Okay, on to the final. Oh. My bad. All right, so final story of the night. It's from r/Deep Woods Creepy. And it's called Devil Ceremonies. So
Scary. I'm just kind of scared.
Devil Ceremonies. So I, 35 female, lived in a neighborhood growing up that had woods lining the entire back of it. My friends and I would ride our bikes through the trails, but never went too far in. The reason we never went too far in is because it was rumored that there was a spot where people held devil worship ceremonies. Most people in the neighborhood have heard this rumor and stay away from the woods. If our parents knew we were riding in them, they'd certainly attempt to put a stop to it. One day at dusk, my friends and I dared each other to follow the one forbidden trail that entered the deep woods that were off limits. Being about 14, our brave little souls didn't think much of it. We rode a good 1.5 miles and saw nothing. We were about to turn around since it was getting pretty dark and we'd have to be home soon when we came upon a small clearing. What we saw and heard has stayed with us to this day. There was a flashlight sitting on a rock, turned on. As if that wasn't creepy enough, when we followed the stream of light, it was shining on this shrine, I guess you can call it. It was made out of wood, hastily put together. On it were pictures of Satan. The pictures all had red stuff dried to it, which I can only imagine was dried blood. There were rocks and different crystals and dried up animal skins.
Ew.
Now realizing the truth that there were in fact ceremonies held there, we were about to get the hell out of there when we all stopped at the same time and looked at each other. My right hand up. This is the truth. We all heard it. It was low at first as we strained to listen, but we didn't have to strain for long. It got increasingly louder and louder. It was whispering. It sounded like 20 people whispering. We couldn't make out what was being said. It sounded like a foreign language. We were frozen for a good minute or two, listening to the whispering get louder and louder. There was no one else in the woods as far as we could tell. There certainly wasn't anyone close enough for us to hear them whisper. After a minute or two, we all took off like bats out of hell. We rode as fast as we could until we were out of the woods and on the safety of the house street. We never went back into those woods again. We never found out what the whispering was. It was one of the creepiest things to ever happen to me.
I fear... Is that it?
That's it.
Well, it said it was like notorious for that.
Yeah, like it was rumored, but there wasn't like confirmation that that's what it was. People were just kind of like, oh yeah.
What if that's just like a setup?
I mean, it could be.
Scary.
It is scary though.
What would you do if you saw that?
I would run.
Like, I might not stay.
I might skedaddle on out of there.
Nicole's like, see ya. And it's like that one where you're like, kick your leg up. And then you like...
It's like the video of that one guy that's like, and like ballet. Yeah, I would have ran away very, very fast.
Yeah.
Would not stay there at all.
Me neither. Would you tell your parents?
No.
No.
I mean, if they had strictly told me not to go there, and then I went there, and then something did happen to me, and then I told them about it, they'd be like, we told you not to go in there.
Why were you there?
Yeah, I'd get in trouble.
Yeah, same.
So 14-year-old me would have been like, this is staying between me and me.
Me and everyone on Reddit in 10 years.
And everyone on Reddit was an adult. My parents will still not know.
Yeah. I don't know. It said whispering, right?
Yeah, like whispering of like a bunch of people, like 20 people.
Did you hear that?
I'm gonna leave.
See ya. No, that's scary. Absolutely not. If I heard people's voices in the woods at night,
it was whispering, and it wasn't. It was in the daytime, I think.
Oh, well,
it was. I think it said it was getting dark.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't fully dark.
Regardless,
I would still run away.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't take too kindly to a bunch of strangers hanging out in the woods.
Yeah, no, me neither.
That's so scary.
Yeah, I think they did a good thing by running away. I would have done that as well.
Do you think they ever went back?
No.
But like when they were older?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you? No. No.
I really don't. I think I would go back.
I don't think I would go back either. But like as an adult, I don't know. I guess I feel like I'd forget the story or something. Unless it was like really, really scary, you know?
Yeah, I guess it depends. But I feel like that was traumatizing enough that I would not go back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, that was the last of our little stories.
Our outside horror stories inside.
Yep. But we hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, hold on. I'm working on a
What are you working on? Is that supposed to be...
This is the chain that's gonna go right here. No, it's not. I mean, it was the idea, but it's not.
Okay, I was like...
I do want to make a chain to put it there because I do want to put it on my bag.
I have like regular metal chain.
Do you?
Yeah.
I need it.
When we both finish attaching everything, I'll bring it for the next episode.
Next episode.
We'll make sure
We're assembling our chicken.
But yeah, I
Awesome.
hope you guys enjoyed all of our little spooky stories.
Yeah. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and comment and share because holy cow, it's so fun when you do.
Yeah. And if you have any spooky stories of your own, let us know.
I was gonna say, like, if you know anyone who's had like a crazy experience in nature, tell us, because
like camping.
Most of the time, whenever someone leaves a comment of their own story, you know Nicole and I are talking about it in the chat.
Yeah, we reply to y'all. But yeah, let us know. Let us know if you have any stories.
Yes.
Or if it's somebody else's story and you want to share.
Or if you've just like read another one that we didn't read.
Yeah, if you have like a Reddit one that you would recommend that we read.
Check it out.
Yeah. But again, welcome to all of our new subscribers. Locations. To all the little LACAS out there.
All of the little LACAS, we love you so much. And thanks for sticking with us. We're on the road to 300.
Yeah, so close. We're like 20 away. But yeah, keep liking, subscribing,
and sharing for us because that's so cool.
Yeah.
You guys are so cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, we will see you guys next time for another video where we finish our chicken.
In another location, maybe.
Bye!
Okay,
Hello. So we just finished recording. We packed up the studio and we decided it was time to head home.
And as soon as we opened the front door, there's a tarantula just like waiting for us there. And I had just told Isella today about how me and my mom had to kill a tarantula inside of our house. I don't even know if it was a tarantula, if I'm being honest with you. It was just like a gigantic spider, like bigger than my hand spider. And it was just on my wall. And I just finished telling her, and like the second we opened the door, there's just a tarantula.
Nicole learned something new about me. My I can't even say it. My deathly crazy. What's the word?
Like your phobia? Yeah. Your phobia is like...
My biggest fear in the whole entire world, besides the deep ocean, is like spiders. I can't do them. The thought of them having so many legs. Why do they have so many legs? What do they do? I don't know.
But yeah, so Isella starts panicking. Like then we had to like put all the stuff in the car. So we like ran past it super fast to get to the car. We put the stuff in the car and then we had to run back in to lock and like clean up.
Yeah, sorry. So we had to take turns because we couldn't run side by side or else one of us would be
like touching its foot.
And
we'd be like handshaking.
We were trying to figure out if we should like sweep it out before we went or if we should just run past it again after we closed the door.
So yeah, and I didn't want to touch it. Yeah. And she obviously didn't want to touch it.
And we were holding the broom and we were like,
no, we'll run past it. So we were brave and we ran past it, even though
Nicole was my eyes while I locked the door. We were back to back. And I would turn when she checked the door.
I had to keep an eye on the enemy. We had to.
It was watching 15 eyes.
It was watching us with its whole 15 eyes. Oh my god. It was quite literally facing us. I could see its two little fangs like insert pictures of our panic. Scared. Ew. conclusion.
We survived. We weren't made for the outdoors.
This is why we couldn't actually do the episode outside.
Because who knows what would have happened to us.
We would have evaporated, quite literally.